Hey, it's Bill coming at you from Santa Monica, California. Um, I've been thinking a lot about a lot of things, and I know I started talking about it with Truth, and it was Entourage, and I can't remember the actor's name, but I think he's great. But he plays the agent for Vince in that series. And somewhere in there, I don't remember where, but he says, lion's a slippery slope. At least I think that's what he says, and that's how I took it anyway. And it's the truth. And the problem is, you know, I never lied about anything that would ever hurt anybody. I wouldn't do it to steal anything like that. It was always to protect their feelings. Now, I can't remember. You have to. I'm sorry, I can't tell when it's recording. Yeah. Ooh. Uh, you have to remind me for me to remember stuff like that. So, I mean, the second you remind me of it, poof, I get the whole thing, and then I can slow it down, but it's there. And so, I know it's rude, but that's why I do. And I know I get off and start babbling about stuff. It's because my brain is going a million miles a minute. That's always been like that. But I used to be able to control it a lot better. Not anymore. You give me a problem, and I promise you, I'll have a solution to it. And it's been it's been it it's changed my life. It's changed my life in an amazing way, and I think only because I've always tried to be happy. So when I got whacked in the head, everybody's looking for the anger. I was looking for the happy. I always have been. And I think I figured that out. You know, everybody is so angry they can't find the happiness in anything. I can find the happiness in everything. I mean, I think no matter, literally, you have to go into that kind of head injury with those intentions in your mind. I mean, that's the only explanation I can give you, because that's what it is. You know, I just don't have. I have no hate, none. You know, I I'm sure in some place here I had a movie. If I didn't put a movie, whatever I'm calling this thing today, when I was sitting over there, I I had an extra dinner because I've not been up there a lot lately, just because I don't really know. Well, I do know. It's still a lot to do with the storage thing. I've got too much stuff to be able to move. My routine is a little out of whack because I have a bike now. I can. It's just a lot of work. So that's the real reason. And I don't like being here more than I have to be, because it's just those people pay to live here. I don't. I have a little bit of a reason today, though. I'm waiting for the police to come and put a ticket on this truck. I want to see what happens. I'm going to ask them what happens to it because I looked the law up, and it says that after 3 days the owner abandons it. But I want to know what the next step is because I'll pay the fee. I want to see what I got to do with the vehicle because even if I got to have it, I don't have to have it towed. I can push it someplace. I've pushed it someplace every time. This just happens to be Tuesday, so I can I can move it. So I'll just keep it out of sight, out of mind until I figure out what I got to do to get a title to it, which I have an idea. I need to know what this state of California considers it abandoned. What kind of notice I have to give. There's got to be some kind of public notice I got to do. I say this. California is a little bit different when it comes to that. So it may not. It may not. It might be something as simple as having it registered, where to be found somehow, which I'll be able to. I get a call coming in. But anyway, I forget what I was saying. I know it's how I analyze this whole thing now. Being happy. I'm telling you, I think it's got a lot to do with it because literally they were looking at me like, waiting. I mean, they're like looking back at me like this guy's gonna pop. And I'm like, what's going on? I don't remember exactly how the conversation all came to be, but that's what they basically said is we've been waiting for you to come basically crash. I'm like, for what? They're like, you're supposed to be going through these 5 phases, and you're not going through them. I said, oh, that's cool. You mean I'm already at the end? Which to them is acceptance, to me is happy. But anyway, I've been thinking a lot about all of those things, and I hear miracle a lot, and it is not just because I'm still alive. I mean, that's that's been done too many times. That's getting old. I feel like I don't know. I shouldn't say it because I don't feel like that, but I can get an idea of what it must have been like for Evel Knievel every time he was on that ramp. It's like I know something's gonna happen. I'm either gonna break a world record or I'm gonna look like an idiot. We're gonna see for me. I have no idea yet what's going down my path. But I know I'm trying to make everybody around me happy, and that can't be a bad path. So I hope I know I don't. It didn't at the time have anything to do with the fact that California marijuana connection worked out a little bit better for me. I tell you, I like this stuff a whole lot more than I ever like alcohol. I got a theory on that too. It goes back way before Prohibition. It's somewhere in there, somebody must have had the same kind of incident as me and had to have been of an affluent family with a I guess not necessarily affluent. That would be a stereotyping. No, it would have they'd have to have a mid to higher end income, at least. But not because their education wouldn't have to support that. But they could have gone to any college that kind of person. Now I know that guy was supposed to remember how to tell you, but how he sees it, that's me. What the heck was I describing? I got locks in my head for some reason. I know I'm designing one of those for something else. That's what keeps popping up right now. Just got to get back to where I was. I can get back on that path. Is that working? It's not working. Yeah, I do that to myself. Where was that? You know, I'm an idiot. But I got a reason. And I know I mess with my teeth. I got a reason for that too. And I know I'm picking my arm. I've got a reason for that. I don't know if you know what a recluse spider is, but I do. I was introduced to them in New Orleans. I have a story with that. I got a lot of stories with that. New Orleans is one of my... That's where I decided that I just didn't care anymore. I can honestly say that. Somewhere between Panhandle and New Orleans. No, I guess I finally gave up in Hot Springs in my mind. Because that's where I hung myself from a locomotive. I knew I didn't want that thing to, because that was my third try. I wanted nothing going wrong. I needed something sturdy. So I told you I'm a miracle. And so I'm in and this is in, I can't remember if I was in Dallas or Houston. Can't remember. I didn't hop the train. No, I did hop the train. So where did I do that at? Must be Dallas. There's a lot of trains going in and out of Dallas. I'd say Dallas. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I remember that's when I gave up. I didn't care anymore. And I was in the train yard. So I found the biggest train I could find. And I had a Army canvas belt. You know, the kind that you see in the movies and everything else in training and everything else. One of those belts. I mean, they use it to rappel down off of cliffs when they're being attacked. That belt. I got that on my neck. And this is one I hadn't tried yet. I'm not afraid of anything, obviously. I'm going through this, but I want it to be as least painful as possible, So I'm going to test it out. Somewhere between testing and actually doing it, I'm into the la-la land of, hey, this is not good enough for me. They're raking up the leaves they're cutting. I'll stop.